Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Modded Minecraft Enigmatica 2. I am Saturn 7 Blue, and I am gonna do some cooking. What is next on my beating starvation quest list? Midnight snack. That's gonna be, well, that was not useful. That's gonna be caramel taffy and a chocolate bar. Don't know if I really recommend eating that at midnight, but hey, you do you. Caramel, taffy, and a chocolate bar. I do love the Cooking for Blockheads kitchen. So convenient. Okay. Olive or sugar cane? Oh, both. Both. Excellent. Alright, well, let's pop that in the fridge. And I'll keep this to snack on if I get hungry during this episode. And I'm also going to make a presser from Pam's Harvest Craft, because in order to make my chocolate bar, I had to use some of my milk. I'm almost out of milk, actually. And the cows I was using are way out there, not really convenient. So I've got all these soybeans, and I'm going to go the vegetarian vegan route. Okay, a presser is 2 pistons, 6 iron ingots, and like all of the Harvest Craft machines, just runs on its own without power. Difficult to automate, that's the downside, but no power, so you can go ahead and get started right away. Alrighty, got my cotton field planted here. Oh, I did a little decoration off camera, and I set up this area to do the roots work that I'm going to be doing in this episode. And you may be asking yourself what these blocks are for. All shall be revealed. Right now I am heading out to my stone circle because I need to make some runestone to use for some of my roots projects today. So I'm going to take a quick cut while I run out there. I'll see you guys back at the base. No, not back at the base. Get it together, Saturn. I'll see you guys at the stone circle, which is where we are. Runestone is really easy to make. You just grab yourself a stack of smooth stone and sling it down in your stone circle. There we go. Guess you can't do a stack at a time. Maybe I just missed. Let's try it again. Yeah, that's better. And you see it turning into runestone. I'm going to go ahead and make a big stack of it so I don't have to keep coming back here. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, runestones. Okay. Let's have a snooze in the bed I've got here. And now I'll see you guys back at the base. Alrighty, home again, jiggity jog. Let's pop over here to the roots area. The first thing we're going to need to make is the Book of the Natural Arts. Now, the Book of Herblore or Blore and the Book of Spellcraft can be found in the little huts that spawn around the world, but you have to make your own Book of the Natural Arts. And here's how you do it. Natural. Okay, we're going to need the runestone, 2 moonglow leaves, 2 terra moss bits, feather. Oh, feather. Did I lay out any feathers? No, feather, ink sac, and a birch sapling. I knew I forgot something. It was the feather. Alright, I'm sure I have one in my junky storage area over here. All this random stuff I gathered when I was out exploring before I started my base. Oh, come on, don't tell me there's not one feather up here. Oh, alright, let me check over here. Got a lot of odds and ends this way. Alright, so I guess I am going to go hunt some chickens. Yeah, I guess I am. Okay. See you guys in a minute when I've slaughtered some innocent chickens. Oh, wait. I don't need to slaughter innocent chickens. I forgot. I made these things. These ground traps from Harvest Craft. And this one makes feathers. I made them for the leather because I actually need a piece of leather to make this book. And I'm going to show you how to make these ground traps in case you haven't done it before. They're really handy when you're first starting out if you don't like killing things and you just need a little bit of feathers or leather or whatever. Alright, first we need to make a birch bark tome. For that we need the leather, which I have, and birch bark, which you get by using a special knife on a tree. I'm going to go with an iron knife, just a knife blade and a stick. Knife blade is a piece of flint and 2 ingots, and oh no, is that the wrong knife? Roots? What? Okay, that was confusing. Okay, whatever. Let's go get some birch bark. I planted a couple of birch trees over here to chop down. 2 may be enough. May not need that one. You just bang it with your knife, and you see now I've got a piece of birch bark. And actually, you can also use vine maner. Excellent, excellent. 7 pieces. Gonna need more later, but that's plenty for today. Don't need that again right now. So we need 3 of these and a bit of leather, and we've got ourselves a birch bark tome. Let's pop back over to this recipe, and we should be good to go. You see I got a lot of the crops, like I said I needed to do, so I don't run out. I'm pretty well stocked, and I'm pleased about that. Now, the Book of the Natural Arts is important to make if for some bizarre reason you're not playing with JEI. It tells you recipes for the offertory plate, which we're going to make, and standing stones, things like that. And then it tells you recipes for some of the big rituals that you can do. You can also, of course, look the information up for some of these things. So not strictly necessary if you're willing just to pop into JEI or online to find out this information. But anyway, it's good to have. I do want to make an offertory plate so I can make friends with the fairies. Gonna need 3 bits of chiseled runestone. 2 more. Where did my runestone? Oh, there it is. 1, 2, and the rest of it is just regular runestone. Now we've got an offertory plate. Now, the purpose of the offertory plate is, I wasn't kidding, it's to make friends with fairies. You essentially just leave it near a fairy pond with some sacrificial material on it. Fairies will come out at night and take the offering and leave you some fairy dust in exchange. Fairy dust is used in a couple of the rituals, and it also can be used to make really cool lights around your base, so definitely want to be getting some of that. Now I've got a fairy pond close to my base, luckily. I've just built a little path over here. Fairy ponds are usually round. Sometimes if they occur, well, first thing is look for a totally perfectly round pond, right? And if you can't find one of those, look for a place where there's some water and it looks like there's been something funny with the world gem, like here and over there. And that's probably going to be a fairy spawning area. They're a little bit easier to find at night because the fairies glow. And once you found one, you can just put your offertory plate down anywhere near it and put your material on it. Now, I come back in the morning and hopefully the fairies will have left me a nice little prize. You can do up to a stack. You can do one at a time also. And the best thing to leave is some kind of good monster loot. Ender pearls, I found, are the best, but I haven't done a lot of monster hunting in this game. Just what I've done, you know, when I was mining down in the caves. So I actually don't have any ender pearls yet, which is going to be very inconvenient soon. So if you don't have anything like that, the next best thing to use is a roots crop. And then if you don't have any roots crops, I don't know why you wouldn't, you can just use a regular crop. But the better the stuff you leave, the more fairy dust the fairies will leave you. So just going to let that sit there for a while. And now I'm going to just step away from roots for a minute to make another ground trap, just to show you guys how it works. Just a trapdoor, chest, string, and sticks. Very easy to make. And you can put different kinds of bait in them. And the bait catches different kinds of materials. So I already did one over there that has fruit bait, and that catches the leather and feathers as well as some rabbit meat. Veggie bait will get you eggs and bones as well as different kind of like pork chops and I think sheep. And then the grain bait, which I'm going to make, just gets you like raw turkey and chicken. So I've got these strings now, and I'm going to need, I think, 3 of those to 1 piece of grain bait right there. You can use grain, barley, whatever, a lot of things. And now I've got, ooh, and some extra. That's nice. Okay, the trap itself has to be surrounded by 4 pieces of grass. So like if I put it here, it won't work because 1, 2. But I'm going to pop it over here and that'll be fine. And that is grass, not coarse dirt. You just pop your grain in and it slowly fills up with loots. See, these are both full. And they're pretty hard to automate. They can technically be automated with a few mods, but you can't just slap a bunch of, I mean, they're not that flexible as far as what you can feed out of them. They're a little easier to automate the bait going in, but I'm not going to mess with automating them at all, because once I'm a little further on in the game, I'll have many more efficient methods of getting meat, leather, whatever. So we're just going to skip that for now, but I do use them quite a lot early game or in low-tech games when I'm doing like a theme with not a lot of automation, they're quite handy. Alrighty, so back to roots. The next thing we're going to do is set up a pyre. And I believe the recipe for that is going to be in the Book of Spellcraft. Nope, I believe I just told you a lie. That must be one that comes in. Whoa, come back. Book of the Natural Arts? No. Okay. Third time is charm. There we go. There's the pyre. And pretty easy to make. Logs, charcoal, some kind of roots item. Oh, this specifically has to be aubergine seeds. Okay, I've got those. And some cobble. Do I have my seeds in here? Nope. Got them over here though. And the good thing about the pyres is that you can move them, which is good because I don't want mine here on a permanent basis, I don't think. So aubergine seeds, and again, I just find it easier to look it up using JEI. Here's the pyre. Looks like a little campfire, and I like it. You can do stuff with it. Okay, next thing we're going to need, oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and see what kind of loot I can claim. All this stuff is in the quest line. I don't know why. I'm just blathering on without getting my prizes. Ooh, look, fairy dust. Excellent, excellent. If it gets dark again, maybe we can make some lights. Okay, and I'm getting a fire starter with this, and yes, I made one. Thank you. Look at all that fairy dust and a fairy charm. I'm excited. We'll mess with the fairy charm later. They're kind of fun. Okay, gonna need that in a minute. Pestle and mortar. Next thing we need to make. It's this pestle here. It's really easy to make. Just a few pieces of diorite. And the mortar. You can also find the mortar and I think usually the pestle, which is just, the mortar is just charcoal and cobblestone. A lot of times you can find these in the roots huts and not have to make your own. I think they always have a mortar, and most of the time, maybe always, have a pestle. Great, get a bunch of logs. Okay, your first spell. I'm getting excited. First thing we need to do is make some petal dust. Now, there are lots of different kinds of petal dust. You get a different one for each spell that you can cast in the Roots mod. For example, here's the wildfire spell. Here are your ingredients, and you get petal dust, and then underneath that it says in orange wildfire, which tells you which spell it is. And then under that you have a little notation that says wild root times 0.125, and what that means is every time you cast this spell, you're going to use up 0.125 pieces of wild root from your spell casting ingredient pouch, which I'm going to make some of those in a minute. So that'll probably make more sense as I move along. For this particular quest, we need to do Shatter Dust, which is one of my favorite spells anyway. So let's get on that. To make Shatter, we need wild root, flint, azure, bluet, bone meal, and terra moss. Okay, wild root, flint, terra moss. Let's see here. Flint, terra moss, wild root, little white flower, and a piece of bone meal. Woohoo, I remembered everything. Okay, so we're gonna stick the mortar down. That looks good. And you see the symbol here? There's the mortar and there's the pestle, and it shows you that that's the tool you need to use to make the dust. So you just stick it in there by right clicking, and then once you get all 5 ingredients in, you can give it a whack with the old pestle, and out pops the dust. Excellent. And you see, if you mouse over it in your inventory, you get that notation that tells you the name of the spell and how much of the magical ingredient it's going to be consuming when you cast it. So, no, not that back, this back. Detect, please, claim. All right. Getting a prize, getting a prize. Wow, okay. That's nice. Pretty pleased with that. Okay, next, I believe I need to go ahead and make my staff. Yep, staff and an imbuer. Staffs are pretty easy to make. If I'm not mistaken, it's 2 sticks, 2 pieces of wood, and a roots crop. Pretty close, pretty close. There's the staff. Right now it's plain. It has no spells on it. You can see because it's just kind of bare looking. The picture will change once you add some spells to it. Let's make an imbuer. That's a piece of stone and a couple of, well, 4 sticks. Okay, and let's put the imbuer down there. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is it the staff or the fairy dust? Staff in the imbuer, fairy. Okay, the spell dust goes in the imbuer, and then the staff. Just right click to put it in. You get some cool particle effects, and in a minute it'll pop out with a spell on it. There it is. Each staff can hold 4 spells, so if you want to use more than 4, you will need multiple staffs, and each one is color coded with the different little bits here, I don't know, feathers or something. Shatter is gray and white, and that helps you remember which spell you're casting. You see this spell popped into slot number 2, and when we make some more spells I'll show you how to switch between slots. And I can't just run out and cast this yet because I don't have the wild root powder. To do that I'm going to need to make a pouch. So let's have a look in here. Nice to get some extra wild root. And I just need to make 1 pouch at the moment. Although eventually I'll need 1 for each different kind of roots ingredient if I want to be casting a lot of different spells. So pouches are not hard to make. Wool, some kind of dye, and string. Okay, now I have to make the wild root powder. I guess I'll just use these. And it's the material, the pestle, and the pouch, and the crafting grid. And you see this is going to fill it up maybe 1/5 of the way, the little green line. I'm going to add a lot more later. I'm going to get a bunch of complete bags off camera. The wild root it's a little glitchy with the crafting grid. But, I don't know, we're not going to pay attention to that. So now that I've got this powder here, that's like the fuel for the spell, so I can cast the spell now. And I'm glad that the quest book specified that my first spell should be Shatter, because I really like it. It's an extremely useful early game spell, and it's just a lot of fun. What is for breaking blocks. Pow! Got me some sand, and you know, that took just a tiny bit of the powder out of my pouch. And that's what these blocks are for. These are my targets. Dirt, wood. Oh, I got that stone. And I got that stone. And the wood under it. And, best of all, obsidian! Yes, this is extremely useful for early in the game if you want to keep a hold of your 3 diamonds as opposed to making a pick. Because, as you can see, it only takes very low level materials. You just need to find your stone circle, get your seeds going, and then you can save your diamonds for whatever, some armor or whatever you want them for. So, now I've got to fix my road. My spell was just too awesome for it to handle. Alrighty, well, that's the back of my head. That's all I have for you today. Kind of a short episode. What I want to do next time is I'm going to, even though the Roots quest line is now complete, I do want to show you the other spells and the rituals because they're all really cool and some of them are extremely useful. So just like I've been going gradually through this food quest, I'm going to go gradually through the different roots, magic, spells, and rituals that you can do. And I think I'm going to move on in the next episode to some Ender IO. I'm going to clean out some space in my cave and fix a little headquarters for some of the mechanical mods down there because I don't want them out in the jungle. And I'm hoping it'll get dark soon so I can show you these awesome fairy lights. Where would be a good place to smack one down? It's kind of dark over here. Let's put one over here. This will be a good spot. Look at that. Isn't that nice? I love little lights like this, like the little blood magic lamps and what was that other magic spell? Ars Magica, I think, had the little. Well, I just love them. So that's nice. And I can use this in some of the other magical spells and rituals too. Okay, so that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed making some magic with me. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and even subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys for some Ender IO fun next time. Bye-bye.